Welcome back. Let's talk football with the head coach, Doug Pederson, will be joining us on Fridays, but good to have him on today. Doug, thanks for joining us from 10,000 feet. How's camp been so far?
Camp's been good. It's tough. It's physical. It's what I prepare the team, for back in OTAs. That it's going to be hot out here. It's going to be tough, but the guys have responded extremely well. We've had really good practices. I feel like we're heading in the right direction. The defense is better, obviously. They're making the offense better, and there's some subtle changes that are definitely going to, I think, show up in games, and it makes us a better football team.
Tell me a little bit about the defense. Obviously, it's a new defense. It's a new scheme. Ryan Nielsen's new. What have you seen from that group so far?
One of the biggest things I've seen is just their speed out of the huddle, getting lined up, getting the calls. That's something that Ryan preaches from day one, and then you're seeing, an attack style. You're seeing an aggressive style of defense, from OTAs into training camp. You're seeing a different Trevor. You're seeing Josh in a different light. You're seeing these guys come off the ball. It's a true rush front. I mean, they're getting after the quarterback and after the passer, and their attention to detail in the run game and being gap sound, which as we had some issues there last year, and then practicing all the guys, not just say the 22 or 23 that are going to be on your 53, all the defensive guys, the 45 or so that we have, out there, they're all getting reps and snaps, even our draft picks, and to me that's the biggest difference is making the entire defense better.
You were very intentional in bringing in veteran leadership. Eric's not been out there, but he's here. Ronald Darby's played. Mitch Morse has played. Gabe's played. Have you seen the effects of veteran leadership, the veterans around your young guys?
I have. I've seen it. I've during camp, I've had the opportunity to sit in their classrooms and listen, especially in the defensive end room where Eric and Trayvon and Josh are, and listening to Eric talk and just his experiences. And that's going to pay dividends, I think, for Trayvon, for a young player in this league, and even Josh, just still kind of growing and learning himself. And then in the wide receiver room, having a young, Brian Thomas learn from, Gabe, who's played a ton of games, or even Christian, and then the Parker Washingtons, the guys we drafted, a year or so ago. And these guys are all learning from these veterans. And that's something that's to be said. I mean, a lot of times, I think back in the day, veterans wouldn't give a rookie the time of day. But, we need everybody. Mitch has done the same thing. Even though Luke Fortner's, started, for us the last 2 years, Mitch has been the best thing for Luke, and really showing him how to, be a pro, what it looks like to be a pro and be, a 9-10 year guy in this league for so many years that Mitch has. It all pays off. It all pays off, and that's why when you look at free agency, you try to find guys that, one, they're going to fit your scheme, but two, they're going to come in and fit your culture.
Offensively, Trevor seems to be in a good place. Now, he got paid, so you're going to be in a good place when you get paid, but he seems to be comfortable. He's starting his fourth year, his third with you. What have you seen from him in camp?
Trevor has really kind of changed himself just a little bit, almost, in a positive way, but he took last year hard. He took it personal, and he wanted to be different. He wanted to come back this offseason and training camp, be a different quarterback, and he's leading. Obviously, he's leading by example. He's also leading, through his verbal and his talking to the team and all that kind of stuff. But just, I think his understanding and knowledge of the game, his communication with us as coaches, are just going to make him a better quarterback, even more, than he was a year ago. And just, he's still, is he going to put the ball in harm's way? Yeah, it's going to happen. We coach him out of that. And but I want him to try things in practice that give him confidence in games, moving forward. And he's done that. And he's just he's a bright spot. He's a smart quarterback. He's fun to coach and be around, and he wants to win just like all of us.
Doug, this is a good year for the Jaguars. The stadium deal got done. Players got extended. The key players got extended. I think there's some momentum, a good trajectory. When players get extended, what's that like for the player? Obviously, it's a load off their mind, right? Can you see, are they more relaxed? And obviously, I'm talking about Campbell and Trevor and Josh, but do you sense that happens?
I do. Anytime you're talking about your core players in high dollar contracts, it's the sooner you get it done, the better, and you put it behind them. And happy for all three of those guys, and happy for the organization. For us as a franchise to have these guys extended for several more years now, and particularly the quarterback, and yet to have it behind them where they can just now focus on ball and just relax. And that's not a cloud. It's not a cloud. I'm not answering all these questions about when Trevor's going to get signed or when Tyson's going to get signed in training camp. It's all about football and the team, and they feel the same way, as players. So happy for all three of those guys, and it does show a sign of commitment too from the organization that, hey, if you're drafted here, we want to keep you here if possible, and I think it sends a good message to the rest of the guys.
All right, let's talk about Saturday night. Andy Reid said his guys are going to play a quarter. I think you're going to play. You said your guys are going to play some. How do you see that playing out?
I mean, just like that, you just want to get your guys in there, and you want to see execution. You want to see, crisp, clean play from both offense, defense, and special teams, and then you start rolling in the young guys, and it's still preseason. Obviously, week one, it's evaluations. We're still trying to figure out roster spots and things of that nature, and you want to get out of them healthy, obviously, and that's the biggest thing. But I think it's important that your starters or the guys who you think are going to be starters play and feel kind of the pressure and preparation of playing games.
Yeah, final thing. I saw it a little bit in the stadium practice. There's a little different juice. They're in the stadium. How does that relate to this week? I mean, there's fans in the stands. You're playing the world champions. I would think there's a little buzz in your locker room. Does it work like that?
It does work like that, and I think too, we still have enough guys here on this roster that remember last year too, and there's some motivation there, and not just because who we're playing this weekend, but I think just the way we finished our year, that bad taste we had in our mouth, and still do, and we want to right the ship. And I don't know it's preseason, but at the same time, this will be a good challenge, for us, and it's a good football team, obviously, and it'll be interesting to see how our guys play, and I expect them to play well.
Doug Pederson, Jaguar coach, and we look forward to doing this every Friday. Thanks for spending some time. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.